States government has shut down for the first time in nearly two decades. The shutdown is impacting millions of Americans in negative ways. Please raise your hand if you know why the government is shut down right now. The government shutdown is due to the inability of the Obama administration and the Republican Party to come to an agreement about the Republicans' wishes to postpone the Affordable Care Act for one more year. To gain a well-rounded knowledge of this issue, we need to know the purpose of the government shutdown, how the shutdown is affecting government-funded businesses and government workers. We already know that the inability of the two parties to compromise is what's causing the government shutdown, but we also need to look at the actual purpose of the shutdown. We have the Republicans who want to delay the start of the Affordable Care Act for another year. Then we have the Obama administration and the rest of the government who have already approved the Affordable Care Act and planned for sign-ups to begin literally the day after the government shut down. It's basically a standoff to see which party is going to give in or hold out longer. Each party hopes that the other will eventually give in or make a huge compromise, but so far no one is budging from their point of view. The American Care Act has been in the books for over 3 years now. The conservative Republicans are being foolish to think that they can change it last minute. I have compiled a list of what programs will be affected by the shutdown. All government offices will be closed. Veteran affairs offices will go unstaffed. Businesses will see delays in receiving permits, and this will also affect the ability for us to rebuild after Hurricane Sandy. All national parks have closed, so small businesses that depend on the tourism of these parks will be impacted. NASA has currently shut down. The only NASA workers remaining are the ones that are necessary to control the current expeditions. The federal government is the United States' largest employer with over 2 million workers and 1.4 million active military personnel. As you can see, there are a large number of people who are going to be affected by the government shutdown. The workers who are dedicated and are staying on their jobs during this time are doing so without pay. There will not be back pay for them once the government reopens, and many government officials have been furloughed, which just means that they have been placed on leave without pay for the time being until the government opens back up. They are receiving no form of assistance or help through this time. They will still have bills just like the rest of us, but now they have no income. These people working without pay or sitting at home not being paid are stuck in a tough spot right now. This could all be resolved if the conservative Republicans would simply let the government do what they were planning to begin with the Affordable Care Act, letting it go as planned. The act has already been approved, passed, and is being put into effect. Just because one small majority of one party of the government doesn't like something doesn't mean they should allow their colleagues and citizens to suffer from it. We know the purpose of the government shutdown is essentially a standoff between the two parties of the conservative Republicans and the rest of the government that's backing the American Affordable Care Act. We know what specific programs have been affected, and more importantly, we can understand how this is affecting American citizens and government workers. The Affordable Care Act has been in the books and in process for 3 years. The conservative Republicans have taken a last-minute stab at trying to delay the program that is already in place. This program is already helping millions of Americans today. We can see how selfish the conservative Republicans are being. They have caused the first government shutdown in almost 2 decades. Please raise your hand now if you're aware of why the government is shut down taking place. Thank you.
Hi.